Now that we know how to navigate, a little quick trick that I want to show you is that if you actually use your scroll, which is that little rolling piece on your mouse, you can zoom in and out. Right now I'm going to pan over so I can get a direct view of this person, and we're going to click them and delete them because we don't need them. So you click once and then press delete on your keyboard. Then we're going to zoom out a little bit more, and we, for this class, are going to learn how to make a storage box as a way to show you how to use all the different tools and actually assemble something that could be printed out in a 3D printer. So the first thing we're going to do is use the rectangle tool, which is right here. We're going to go to the origin point of all three axes, which is what creates this three-dimensional world. You're going to click it once and then pull out. As you can see, the dimensions are changing in response to how big I'm making this box. And those dimensions are seen in the right hand corner. But we want to click once and then actually type in how big we want this box. So I'm going to say 6 inches by 4 inches because our bed isn't that big for our 3D printer. So this is a good size to stay at. Now that we've gotten close, we want to zoom in. So I'm going to press zoom extent, and then I'm going to pan up to get a different view. Then we're going to orbit and then zoom out to get a fuller view. Now that we have this square block on one plane, we want to make this into a three-dimensional block, so we're going to have to push and pull, which is this tool right here. So you click once, the surface will highlight with blue dots so you know what you're actually picking, and you're going to click that, and then you're going to pull up. And we're going to say 6 inches, even though our bed for our 3D printer can go up to 12 inches. Then we're going to zoom extent again. Then we're going to orbit to get a full view. Right now this is a solid block, and for our storage box we want to hollow out the center, which means that we want to remove some of the hardness in the center by creating walls. And the way we can do this easily is by actually using the offset button, which creates a mirror image of the same angles and is at different scales. So it allows you to actually make these walls without having to do each individual line, as you'll see. So now this surface is highlighting in blue. You can see it change in space, but this is what you kind of want. You don't want to do this because then the block will actually stay like that. We want to go the opposite direction and get close to this. And what we're going to do is we're going to put 0.6 as the thickness of our walls. Alright, now what we're going to do is actually create a line to know how far we're going to push this down in order to make it hollow. So we're going to use the measuring tape, which is the most important tool we're going to use so far. So you click this once. You never want to go to the center blue point, which is the midpoint. You want to actually click wherever it says on the edge and then pull up and release once. So that means let go of your mouse and then type in 1 inch because that's the height that we want it at. Now next what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the push tool. We're going to push this down and bring our mouse actually to the line until it says on the line, and then you release. Now we're going to rotate so I can show you how we've hollowed it out and how thick the base is. And this is how we make our first block. This is the beginning of our storage box.